Johnny Rodriguez, a trailblazer in country music. Johnny Rodriguez, the pioneering American country music singer, passed away on May 9, 2025, at the age of 73, surrounded by his beloved family. His death marks the end of a remarkable journey that began in the small town of Sabinal, Texas, and left an indelible mark on the country music landscape. Known for his soulful voice, genre-defying style, and cultural influence, Rodriguez was a trailblazer, the first Hispanic artist to break through in mainstream country music. Born Juan Raoul Davis Rodriguez on December 10, 1951, in Sabinal, Texas, Johnny was the second youngest of 10 children in a deeply Catholic, working-class family. Life in Sabinal was modest. The Rodriguez family lived in a four-room house, where Johnny developed a strong work ethic and sense of community. He excelled academically, was known for his leadership qualities, served as an altar boy at church, and captained his junior high football team. Despite his achievements, his early life was filled with hardship. At the age of 16, Johnny experienced the devastating loss of his father, who died of cancer. Only a year later, he lost his older brother in a tragic car accident. These back-to-back tragedies had a profound effect on the young Rodriguez, leading him to spiral into a period of emotional turmoil and legal trouble. At age 18, he found himself in jail for a minor offense. It was during this time, while singing in his cell, that fate intervened. Texas Ranger Joaquin Jackson overheard Johnny singing and was captivated by the emotional depth of his voice. Impressed, Jackson introduced him to Happy Shahan. It was a turning point that would change his life forever. Rise to stardom. In 1971, at just 20 years old, Johnny Rodriguez arrived in Nashville with nothing but a guitar, a few clothes, and $14 in his pocket. Within a year, his undeniable talent landed him a contract with Mercury Records. His debut single, Pass Me By, If You're Only Passing Through, released in 1972, became a major hit, climbing into the top 10 of the Billboard country charts. His unique sound, combining traditional country music with Latin influences and bilingual lyrics, brought a fresh voice to the genre and helped country music expand its audience. Rodriguez was the first Hispanic artist to reach such levels of success in the country music scene, breaking cultural and musical barriers. Critics praised his smooth baritone, emotive phrasing, and ability to blend genres seamlessly. Fans acclaimedly. Rodriguez's personal life, like his music, was filled with both highs and lows. He married Elizabeth Rodriguez in 1973, and the two remained together for nearly 5 decades until Elizabeth's passing in 2021. They had 2 children, John Anthony and Jessica Rodriguez. John Anthony followed his father's footsteps into music, releasing albums like The Ride, 2008, and American Dreamer, 2012. However, the marriage was short-lived, ending in divorce after just 7 months. In 1998, he married Debbie McNeely. The couple had one daughter, Aubrey Ray Rodriguez, born in April of that year. Aubrey developed a passion for music early on and released a tribute single titled Pass Me By in 2025, a heartfelt homage to her father's legacy. Despite the challenges and public scrutiny that often accompany fame, Rodriguez remained deeply devoted to his family. He often spoke about how his children were his greatest joy, and they remained by his side in his final days. Musical legacy and notable works. Johnny Rodriguez's musical output was nothing short of prolific. Over the course of his career, he released 35 albums and charted 45 singles on the Billboard country chart. He sold more than 10 million by multiple U.S. presidents. He was invited to perform at the inaugural ball of President George H.W. Bush and received honors from Presidents Jimmy Carter and George W. Bush for his contributions to American music. In 1998, he was involved in a shooting at his home in which he fatally shot a 28-year-old man, believing the individual to be a burglar. The incident made national headlines and led to a murder charge. However, after a high-profile trial, Rodriguez was acquitted by a jury in 1999. He later described the experience as the most difficult chapter of his life, one that profoundly affected his personal and professional outlook. Despite the legal turmoil, Rodriguez returned to music with renewed focus. He also toured internationally, performing in countries such as Switzerland, Poland, South Korea, and the United Kingdom, thereby expanding his global fan base. Nation, a non-profit dedicated to supporting individuals with Parkinson's disease and funding scholarships for young musicians from underserved communities.